Hey everyone, it's the last day of 2019, so I think it's time to look back at what I consider to be a really good year for me. Now, what makes a great year? Well, a great year is a year that has a lot of high points, obviously, but also has some low points. Because I think that the cost of having those high points in life is to have those low points. I think this year for me definitely proved that. So let's take a look at some of them. High point: being elected Vice President of Welfare of the CIT Students' Union. Now, this was a position I wanted for a while. It was my third election, but because the first two elections I ran, I went for the entertainment officer position. But even in that first election, I knew I eventually wanted to go for the welfare position when I was finished. So, and for the year I had in that role, I'm really happy with the way it went. Especially International Men's Day, because I was the first union officer to run that day. And that was quite surprising to me, yet in other ways it wasn't, because I think men kind of get forgotten these days, which definitely needs to change. Low point: failing to get re-elected as Vice President for Welfare in March. And I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit of a kick in the gut to me, because I did put a lot of effort into that campaign, and then for it not to succeed that's kind of hard. But I think I'm actually looking back now, I think I'm okay with it, because I really do think it was my time to go. It was my time to leave CIT. And I don't know, I think it's actually turned out well for me. High point: graduating. Now, it was something I didn't actually think I'd do. I actually thought I'd drop out, I'm not gonna lie. But I graduated, and I'm not gonna lie, it didn't actually hit me that I had graduated until I was up there getting my degree from Barry O'Connor, the CIT president. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a moment I will cherish for the rest of my life. So that was definitely a high point. It kind of leads into the low point, though, of leaving CIT. And I think what makes that kind of important about it is because, like, when you spend so much time in CIT and you get involved in, like, the management of it, like when you get involved in student affairs, like I was class rep for a long time. That's how I started in the union. And then I was in the students' union itself. I was one of the executive officers. And then to leave when you've met so many great people, it's hard. Like, even though I do think it was the right time for me to go, it's still hard to go. CIT will always have a special place in my heart. High point: getting the Best Maiden Speaker Award at USI Congress. And I think this kind of came from being in the union, because one of the biggest problems I had was my public speaking skills. They weren't great before I started that job, and now they are. Now it's a lot better. And I think it's because of that job, because I've had to speak at a lot of things there, but it was worth it. And even how I phrase things, how I make my arguments has improved greatly. Because politics is something I'm interested in, but beforehand, when it came to making political arguments, I wasn't great at it. Now I'm much better. I think the reason for that, I'm much more confident in the information I have and the arguments I have, and so that's where that really came. And I think getting the Best Maiden Speaker award was the kind of the proof of the pudding of that, really. One thing I am annoyed about was that there was no camera pointed at my face when it was announced that I got it, because I was gobsmacked. The surprise on my face was real, and I think I would have looked hilarious in that reaction. So yeah, I'm annoyed that no one got a picture of that. It was a great honour. Another low point was, and the reason I consider this a low point was that it was the point between June and August. I had no idea where I was going after college, and that's why I had such a concern about leaving CIT, because I did feel quite aimless. Then fortunately, my mother found a job online, and it's the job I'm in now. It's with OCS at Cork Airport. You've probably heard me talk about it a couple of times. It's helping people who have reduced mobility move through the airport. Now, it's not just reduced mobility, it's also those with hidden disabilities, those who are blind, those who are deaf. Like, if they need assistance, we'll assist them. And it's a job that is good for me, because helping people is something I'm naturally inclined to do, and I think that's why I wanted the Vice President Welfare role so much. But also, like, it's near airplanes, and for those of us who know me, I'm really into aviation. I find aircraft fascinating, but I also like looking into aircraft accidents, because I just find them so fascinating. So it was kind of like the point during the summer when I had no idea where I was going. I did feel a bit aimless then. High point. Celebrating 20 years of Céilí Cúisleacha. The Céilí down at the Loch, it's the 20th year, 2019 was, that they were there. And the reason why I got involved several years ago in that was, like, it was simple. It wasn't a huge concert style thing. 2 speakers, microphones, have the musicians come, play Irish music and teach people how to dance. Simple. And I think my favourite part about that is that it gives tourists, because a lot of people who come to the Céilís are tourists, they give them a real taste of Irish culture. It gives them a good memory. And that's what I want to do. I want to give people good memories. And so that's why that was such a good thing to get 20 years for that. And when it came to the designing of the posters, 20 years growing, 20 years dancing, in both English and Irish, and the design of a lot of that. I was really into doing that. I spent a lot of time doing that because it was something I was really kind of proud to be proud of. So 2019 has been a roller coaster of both good and bad times. Now, yes, I've had a lot of high points, and to be honest though, those points are actually the best moments, I think. But I also think what makes them more worth it is the low points. And so, the low points are the cost of having those high points. One thing I do know though, one thing I know for sure, it was worth it. Because those high points are those that'll stay with me forever. I mean, standing up on the stage, being handed my degree by the president of the college, getting the award for Best Maiden Speaker, being the Vice President for Welfare and helping people, getting a job that I truly enjoy, being part of something that is so pure in the Céilí. It was worth it. And I hope 2020 will be just as good a year as 2019 was. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. I know it's probably a bit long, but it's good to spend time looking back. And if you like the content that I make, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you guys get notified of my latest content. And also share these videos, so your friends can get involved as well. And also, if you guys have any ideas for videos you want me to do, put them in the comment section down below. And also, I'd actually like to hear what high points you had this year, because those high points are always great to have, and I want you to share yours. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time, and Happy New Year.